My name is Kyra Whitman. I'm 31, and I run my own construction company as a general contractor. Growing up, my parents always focused on my younger brother, Evan. He works at Bank of America's headquarters in Charlotte, dressed in suits, talking about portfolio optimization. And me. I wake up at 6 a.m. every day to head to job sites, my hair dusted with sawdust, boots caked in concrete. My parents worked hard at their ordinary jobs, my mother as a secretary at a law firm for 23 years, my father in furniture logistics. So they hoped my brother and I would pursue white-collar careers through college, secure what they called respectable jobs. 10 years ago, at 21, I sat at the kitchen table in my parents' home in South Charlotte and announced I was leaving community college to attend trade school for carpentry and general contracting. My mother's pen froze mid-air. My father lifted his head from the sports page of the newspaper. That 5-second silence felt like an hour. My mother said that Diane's daughter had gotten into Duke Pre-Med, and Linda's son was in an MBA program, implying my choice wasn't smart. My father called it manual labor and said I could have chosen something better. My brother mocked me, claiming I'd become just another construction worker. I was determined, though, and while my mother smiled in support, there was disappointment hidden behind that smile. For the next 10 years, every Sunday family dinner revolved around Evan's work. My parents asked about his bank job, promotions, 401k matches, and whether he would be sent to Atlanta for meetings. When it came to me, they asked perfunctorily, "How's work?" Never genuinely caring about what projects I was handling, what houses I was building. It was as if my work was a weather report, casually noted and quickly forgotten. By 24, I earned my general contractor license. At dinner, I told my family, and my mother just said, "That's great, dear," before moving on to Evan's promotion. At 26, I launched my company, Whitman Construction Design, LLC, fully registered, insured, with official letterhead, but my father said only. That's a big step. While my mother warned about the risks of small business, then immediately asked about Evan's dental benefits. 2 years later, I stopped bringing up company matters, no longer expecting interest, but I kept building my business. By year 5, the company had completed 68 projects, employed 19 people, and earned $2.1 million in revenue last year. My personal net income after payroll and expenses was $195,000, while Evan's salary at the bank was just $72,000. Yet every Sunday, my mother still asked only about Evan, routinely asking me, "How's work?" 5 days ago, before Thanksgiving, my mother called to tell me not to attend the family dinner. Evan was bringing his new girlfriend, Natalie, home, and apparently my work would embarrass him in front of her. My mother said, "Dear, you understand, right? This is important for Evan." I replied, "I understand," but didn't mention the scale of my company, or that in 5 days, her perception of me would be completely shattered in front of 280 people. The story goes back to July. I hired interior designer Natalie Cross, 28, for a $340,000 historic home renovation in Myers Park. We worked well together, communicating professionally. In early September, she mentioned dating someone at a bank. I didn't think much of it. I never imagined it would be Evan, who described me to her as the family's black sheep, just a regular construction worker. Not the owner paying her $28,500. On November 21st, 3 days before Thanksgiving, Natalie and I finalized the upstairs bedroom paint colors. She received a message from Evan and laughed, saying he was nervous about introducing her to his family. I didn't connect it to myself at the time. 2 days later, my mother called to cancel my Thanksgiving invitation. I assumed my family was embarrassed by me, unaware of the full context. Thanksgiving morning, I got up at 5:30, brewed coffee, and watched the sunrise. I considered calling a friend or finding an open restaurant for turkey and mashed potatoes. But instead, I put on my work clothes and went to the Deworth bungalow renovation site. I worked until 3 p.m., then sat on the front porch eating Thai takeout. The sunlight streamed through the trees, warm on my face. Evan texted, "Happy Thanksgiving," with no apology, no invitation. I didn't reply. On November 28th, the Charlotte Home Builders Association's annual awards ceremony was held at the Valentine Hotel. I dressed in a black suit, white shirt, and heels, meticulously prepared. In the parking lot, I noticed familiar vehicles, and the lobby buzzed with activity. After checking in, I found my table, number 12, where I was nominated. As the host announced the Under 35 Contractor of the Year nominees, I saw my family at table number 23. Evan, my parents, and Natalie. Evan had secured tickets, using his bank connections, to impress Natalie. When my name appeared on the screen, my bio displayed, Kyra Whitman, owner of Whitman Construction Design, 68 residential projects completed in 5 years. Average client satisfaction 4.9 stars. 19 full-time employees, projected revenue $2.8 million this year. Known for meticulous project management and historic home preservation. Natalie froze, then pointed at the screen, questioning Evan. Evan's face drained of color. My parents' eyes followed, stunned. The host continued. Criteria for this award include 150% revenue growth over 3 years, exceptional client satisfaction, and significant community impact. This year's winner exceeds all expectations. She opened the envelope. The Under 35 Contractor of the Year is Kyra Whitman, Whitman Construction Design. Applause erupted. Spotlights lit me as I walked toward the stage. Passing table number 23, I saw my mother's champagne pause midair, my father bewildered, Evan recoiling as if slapped, and Natalie watching the scene unfold. On stage, I accepted the award and delivered a brief professional speech. 5 years ago, I started Whitman Construction with a truck, a tool belt, and a belief that quality work speaks for itself. Today, we've built 68 homes, employed 19 people, and proved that dedication to craft brings results. Thank you to everyone who believed in us, even when the outcome wasn't yet visible. Afterwards, during the cocktail hour, my mother approached, father trailing, faces uneasy. She said they didn't know I'd be there. I responded calmly, for 10 years, I've mentioned my company at Sunday dinners. And you never listened. My father asked why I hadn't told them about the nomination. I countered, 5 years ago, when I said I was starting the company, you barely responded and immediately asked about Evan's promotions. Did you ever care about me? My mother went red, speechless. Evan grabbed my arm. I told him to let go. He admitted he didn't realize the scale of my company. I said, every time I tried to discuss my work, you didn't listen. He added that Natalie no longer wanted to see him. I told him that was not my concern and criticized him for excluding me from Thanksgiving. I walked away. Natalie later apologized for not realizing I was K. Whitman and explained Evan had called me the family disgrace in front of her. She gave me her card, saying to contact her for the Morrison project. She had broken up with Evan. My mother invited me to a celebratory dinner. I declined. I looked at her, 63, and thought of how she worked hard, yet saw gender limitations, watching less capable men advance. She wanted me safe and respected, yet ignored my achievements. 3 days later, my father emailed apologies, admitting he realized on stage that he had underestimated me. My mother texted to meet. We scheduled coffee Thursday. She admitted she misunderstood my trade school choice and apologized, wanting another chance. I agreed to attend Christmas on these conditions: 2-week advance invite, genuine questions about my work, no belittling. I said I'd bring my lead carpenter, Miguel. At Christmas, Miguel and I arrived. My father asked about the Morrison project. My mother wanted to see it. Evan was quiet, avoiding eye contact. I left early at 3 p.m., citing other obligations. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. By June 2026, I was managing a $410,000 South Park custom build. My mother called Thursday to ask about progress. We talked for 12 minutes, covering permits, inspections, and client satisfaction openly. I smiled, realizing my family was slowly learning to respect my work, while I continued to pursue the career I love.